Far from Earth, where sunlight fades and the planets are nothing more than pale dots behind us, a silence once fell, a silence so deep, so absolute, that it seemed as though the universe itself had swallowed a voice. That voice belonged to Voyager 1, the spacecraft older than the internet, older than an entire digital generation. 15 billion miles away, it stopped speaking. No signal, no data, only stillness. For a time, it felt like the end of humanity's most distant traveler. Had our golden messenger finally gone dark forever? But then something stirred. A whisper returned from the black. Not a routine ping. Not a system check. What Voyager sent back shattered the illusion we had always carried that the void beyond the sun was empty. Instead, it revealed texture, pressure, boundaries, a hidden architecture in the dark. The silence had been hiding something alive. When Voyager crossed the heliopause in 2012, it left the protective shell of our sun, the first machine to ever truly escape the solar cradle. Many thought it would drift on quietly into a mute abyss, a relic frozen in the stars. But in April 2024, after months of distorted transmissions and near-death silence, the spacecraft awoke. And what it whispered back shook astrophysics at its core. Out there, the void isn't quiet, it hums. Voyager's plasma wave instrument detected low-frequency oscillations as steady, rhythmic background that resonates like the pulse of some vast living entity. But it wasn't only a hum. The probe recorded spikes, bursts, and waves of density shocks, left behind by supernovae explosions that tore themselves apart thousands, even millions of years ago. It was as though Voyager were drifting through layers of memory, each zone a scar from a death long past. Interstellar space isn't a corridor of emptiness. It is an ocean. Restless and invisible, with currents, storms, and tides. And Voyager is no longer just a probe, it is a fragile sailboat, navigating where no human eye has ever seen. As it pressed deeper, Voyager's magnetometer registered violent twists in the galactic magnetic field, bending and grinding against the sun zone. Not random noise, but structure, pattern. As if the galaxy itself possesses a magnetic skeleton, filaments of force that shape how matter flows. And where it does not, some regions deflect cosmic rays. Others funnel them like rivers of radiation through the dark. Voyager crossed one such threshold, a sudden spike in high-energy particles, accelerated by ancient supernovas and black holes, slamming against its instruments at near-light speeds. The change was abrupt, like stepping from one world into another. No. We once thought the edge of the solar system was a soft blur fading into space. Voyager revealed otherwise. The edge is not a shoreline, it is a cliff. And beyond that cliff, the rules of nature are rewritten. But Voyager itself almost didn't survive to tell us. In late 2023, its signals grew garbled, its memory corrupted by the very cosmic rays it was studying. A probe built in the 1970s, crippled by the universe it sought to understand. Yet across a 22-hour round-trip delay, NASA engineers performed the impossible, emote brain surgery. They rerouted the spacecraft's software into backup memory, reawakening a machine older than most of the people fixing it. When Voyager blinked back to life in April 2024, its instruments began speaking again. One by one, they reawakened. With each pulse of data, a new piece of the galaxy unfolded. What it is sending now is more than science. It is a living map of the interstellar medium. Voyager has crossed through at least 2 invisible clouds, denser pockets of plasma and gas that ripple like unseen fog banks. Each one had its own density, its own magnetic alignment, its own temperature, as though Voyager were stepping across invisible continents divided by unseen borders. One day, such maps could guide future travelers, steering them through safe corridors where magnetic shielding protects against cosmic radiation. But these currents are more than hazards. They may be blueprints of creation itself. Filaments, pressures, and boundaries that steer matter into zones where stars are born. Voyager isn't just mapping the galaxy, it may be sketching the very skeleton of how suns ignite. Even stranger is what Voyager hears. Silence does not exist out there. Its plasma wave detectors record continuous resonances, low-frequency tones that shift as the probe moves. A cosmic hum, a song of space itself. Some scientists believe these vibrations are the resonance of the interstellar medium, shaped by magnetic turbulence and gravitational forces. Others whisper that we don't even have the right language yet to describe what Voyager is hearing. But one thing is certain. Voyager is no longer just an observer. It is a participant. It is drifting through the galaxy's symphony, and with each whisper, it adds a note to the song. We used to imagine a star map as flat, dotted with suns and nebulae. Voyager is showing us something far richer, a living terrain of invisible ridges and valleys, radiation storms, and magnetic pathways. A place where cosmic rays fall like rain, where invisible walls stand like cliffs, and where storms ripple silently across light years. Space, we now know, is not empty. It is alive with structure. Voyager 1 was not launched to find life or conquer worlds. It was humanity's whisper into the void. A golden-plated voice asking questions, listening with patience. And what it has revealed is that the greatest frontier was never simply the edge of the solar system. The true frontier is the galaxy's hidden anatomy, the bones of stars long dead, the pulse of the interstellar medium, the hum of creation itself. Out there in the dark, Voyager sails onward, carried not by fuel or engine, but by momentum alone. Each second, it moves further from USAB, about 1 million miles every day yet. Each signal it sends pulls us closer to understanding. Its instruments are fragile relics of another era, yet the universe treats them like keys, unlocking truths no telescope on Earth could ever reach. The plasma wave detector, the cosmic ray instrument, the magnetometer, each one is like a fingertip pressed against the skin of interstellar space. And what they are touching is not emptiness, but texture, pressure, vibration. The so-called void is filled with an unseen architecture, patterns of energy sculpted by explosions that happened long before humanity existed. Every spike Voyager records is the echo of a star's death. Every variation in plasma is a ripple left behind by cataclysms so vast. They make our suns seem every variation in plasma is a ripple left behind by cataclysms so vast, they make our suns seem like a candle flame. But Voyager has also discovered something stranger. The galaxy's magnetic field is not smooth. It is jagged, twisted, misaligned. It bends like a living skeleton, shaping how matter flows, dictating where stars are born and where darkness persists. Voyager, in its drifting silence, has stumbled onto the skeleton of the galaxy itself. Scientists once thought the heliopause, the edge of the sun's bubble, was a soft gradient, fading into interstellar night. Voyager has proven otherwise. The boundary is sharp, abrupt, like stepping off a cliff into another world. One moment, the probe is in the faint breath of the sun. The next, it is surrounded by the pressure of distant explosions, a sea of particles that have traveled for eons. Each crossing feels less like science and more like myth. Because what Voyager is mapping is not simply data. It is a hidden landscape, mountains of radiation, rivers of cosmic rays, valleys of magnetic calm. Invisible continents draw not in soil and water, but in energy and force. One day, human explorers may follow these maps. They may learn to sail the galaxy as ancient mariners once sailed the oceans, using natural currents and invisible shields to survive. And Voyager will have been the first cartographer of that cosmic sea. But the deeper mystery is the sound. The plasma wave detector hears a hum, steady, resonant, unbroken. It is not silence. It is not noise. It is the voice of space itself. Sometimes the pitch shifts, rising or falling, as Voyager enters new regions.